Hey everybody, welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam. JT is not here. He is knocking at the door right now. He just got off of work, so he'll be here in just a few seconds. Don't worry about it. Anyway, welcome. We are live, and we are going to get started here. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Mike's right there. Just started. I don't think anybody's even in chat yet. Now, yeah, there's nobody in chat, but there is 7 people here. But we're good to go. All I've done is I've said hello.
Sweet.
So
I figured.
we're getting there. All right, so today we're going to be playing Wroth. Wroth. This little guy right here. It's a new one from Chip Theory Games. It is, as JT has told me before, the only Chip Theory game he did not back.
That's correct.
So he hates it.
No, look at it.
No, look at it.
Somebody cute Easter on my table. I just couldn't.
He says the same thing about my walls.
I haven't played it yet, so.
So yeah, no, we're just tongue-in-cheeking in about that. That's funny. But anyway, Brenda, I think it's Brent Dover, but he has a interesting screen name.
That's right.
So afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. JT is here. Philip is happy about that. Excited to see this played. A clown threw up on the board.
Yes, it did.
That's pretty much what it is. Now, I didn't ask you about this.
What?
I don't know, maybe I did.
You didn't.
Cooperative or head-to-head?
No idea. Does it have a cooperative version?
That's what we're playing today. I didn't give you the option.
I don't know how it plays. Why is there 3 people here?
That's the pink. That's the AI.
No. Do we have to have an AI with 2 people?
No, if you play a cooperative mode, you have an AI.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we're going to do. Now, the cooperative mode is and the solo mode are the same. So that's how you use the cooperative mode to play it solo, and then you also use cooperative mode if you want to play people against the game.
Okay.
So basically what this is going to work out as is that we're working together to try to keep the Alden from ever controlling the 8th spot here. So it's kind of like a King of the Hill type thing.
Gotcha.
You're coming on over there. I'm coming in over here. These are our deployment zones. And then the rules are a little bit wonky. I'm going to go ahead and show the board here so that everybody can see it. The rules are a little bit wonky is that you roll the chaos die to see which of the 5, 6, 7, or 8 that they start their deployment zone in.
Okay.
But the whole point of this thing is to keep them from controlling this. And at some point, they are going to have their deployment zone up in the 8.
No.
And if you randomly roll that, it's like the game's going to last 2 rounds.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is instead of randomly rolling to see where their first deployment zone is, I'm going to start it at the 5.
Okay.
Because then it's going to move to the 6, and then it's going to move to the 7, and then it's going to move to the 8. And my theory is that even if it does come up here, we can still, at that point probably, 4 rounds into the game, have the ability to possibly stop.
Are these things random?
Yes. And this specific one, normally, these are the victory point tokens for the rounds, and they are randomly, in a PvP game, they are randomly dispersed throughout all 8.
Gotcha.
And I think there's 10 of them altogether. So the how many victory points each one is awarded is variable. In this specific scenario, we're doing the Ascension scenario with this AI faction. You take the 4 that give special abilities or special actions and victory points, and you randomly distribute them in areas 1 through 4. Then you take the rest of them and you split the 5, 6, 7, and 8 up randomly. So these are all random placements for the victory points. This is the one that you that they recommend that you start with.
Gotcha.
And then I gave you the red faction.
Yep.
And I took the green
saw
faction. So that's
worked
why
out
they're like
perfectly.
wolf people. So I thought I think you probably thought that would be cool too.
Sweet. Looks like a human.
Yeah,
Sweet.
well,
it's like a
they are like lycanthropes, I believe.
Sweet.
I believe
I'm
they're
in.
lycanthropes. I am the dwarves, and the Alden are the elves.
Gotcha.
Basically, that's what I gather. So. Let's see what chat's going here. Howdy, howdy, howdy. David says Agricola campaign is still in overtime. They raised like $6 million.
in
dude.
overtime.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what that means. That's David. So who knows what he meant by that? But they raised over $6 million, dude.
I didn't back it.
You didn't back it?
I refrained.
Wow, you said you were going to.
I know. I already have Agricola.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't have the super blinged out version of Agricola.
That's all right. If I played it 10 times a year, I'd back it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, looky here. It's the dynamic duo, Crapman and Rube, to foil a good time. The duo is trying another game.
Well, thanks.
I know, right?
I'm happy to have you here.
Why our usernames look so weird? I have no idea. Micah Jader. Felix Zomber 960. I don't know. I don't know why that is.
Which
JT
ones?
is a werewolf. I don't know. Just all of these different usernames
greens and
look
blue- or the greens
different
and the
than they
grays.
normally do. Yeah, I don't know why. David Brownlee says every pledge extends the campaign by 10 minutes.
Really?
Wow, now
What?
that's a cash grab.
Man.
It extends the
It's
campaign.
a beautiful, beautiful deal.
Wow.
I really wanted the full meeple version. I don't care for the miniatures. But
See, I would have gone for the miniatures,
meeple
which would have been probably the
sure,
most expensive.
couple $100, $300 or something.
Man.
No, I ain't care for the miniatures.
So the campaign has been extended for 26 hours and counting. Wow.
I came really close. It's
Dang.
really cool. I wouldn't do the miniature one for sure, especially the fact that you can't stack your corn and stuff like that. You gotta have a whole bunch of little corns in there and whatever.
They added chickens to the schedules today. Now you're gonna go backward.
Crap! Now I gotta go back it.
Yogi Bear says, I haven't seen this one played co-op. I only tried the competitive and it worked nicely at 2. The AI looked too funky for me to bother with, though. Haha. So excited to see you beat up the AI. Well, the AI is actually pretty chunky as far as that's concerned. So we'll see how we fare. So let's go ahead and we'll get down to it and see how we do. All right. So you do have these player references, and this will help us keep on task. You're played in a number of rounds that we're going to keep track of the rounds by this 6-sided die.
Is there multiple cards in here?
Yeah, there are.
Did you put them in there?
Yeah, I haven't even taken them out because they have it situated to where you have one side here and one side here. So it's just enough for everybody to have their own.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I haven't actually even taken them out. But what we're basically going to be doing is we're going to be drafting dice to see how many actions we or what actions we're going to take. So these action dice are going to be rolled every single round, and we're going to be drafting them. We'll be able to do 2 each, and then the AI will take the final one. And basically what we do on the AI is that we'll do whichever one they get, and then for their second action, we'll re-roll the die and see what they get to do there. So that's generally what's going to happen. In a 2-player cooperative, we only take 2 actions per turn. Normally, we would take 3 actions per turn.
Okay.
We're also going to have this all-seeing die, which will act as an additional action that we can do for free during any of our turns. But if you do all of your actions before you use this, then you can't use it. So it has to be used before you do your last action.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. So each round, though, is split up into 6 phases. And that sounds like a lot, but it really kind of isn't. Maintenance is a first phase where you're basically just going to set the round counter and do any chaos effects that may or may not be happening. And we'll get to those in just a few moments. Then we move on to the spoils phase, which we're going to look at these different areas that have spoils on the victory point tokens, and whomever is controlling that, they just have to have the most people there to control, get to do that spoil action. So it's like having an additional action before we actually get to the actions.
Okay.
So controlling these outer areas will give you the ability to get those spoils. Then we go to groundwork, and groundwork is basically where we're going to take 2 troops from our supply and add it to our deployment zone. Then you're also going to roll your all-seeing die to see what your all-seeing die action is going to be for that round, and that's that for groundwork. Then we move on to the phase 4, where we're going to roll the dice and draft them. Like I said, we're going to each draft 2 dice, and then the Alden will get the one that's left over. And then we go on to our actions phase, where we will each do an action, and then the Alden will do an action. Each do an action, and then the Alden. Once we've all done 2 actions, it could be, you could take fewer than that because there's an Exodus where you actually have to spend 2 dice to do the Exodus.
Okay.
But we'll get to that in a minute. After we do the actions phase, we look to see who's controlling the board, and we will award victory points based upon who is controlling or dominating these different areas that are on the board. Now, in order to get the points of an area, you have to at least control it. That means you just simply have more troops there than everybody else.
Sure.
If you are the only one there, though, you dominate that area, and you'll get that +1.
Okay.
So in here, if you dominate 7, you'll get 3 points.
Okay.
If you dominate 5, you'll get 4 points, and so forth and so on. So that's the main way that you're going to be getting points throughout the course of the game, is by controlling these different areas. What we're trying to do in this specific scenario is twofold. We're trying to get to 31st. So I believe, even though it's cooperative, there's only going to be 1 actual winner. We have to cooperatively keep the Alden from controlling Sector 8 here.
Okay.
At the end of the round. And then we're also trying to get to 30 points first.
And if one of us gets to 30 points, we win.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So, human player says, deny AI control of Region 8 the entire game until a side reaches 30 victory points. So I guess it's a shared victory.
Do we have a shared point total for us?
No, I don't think so.
Aside?
I don't think so. Yeah, it says aside. I think you're a side, I'm a side, and they're a side. But we are working cooperatively together. Setup, DB token. So, for example, if you reach 30 before they do, and we keep them from controlling, we win.
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
yeah. Now, setup is a little bit different, and I already did this, and this is where it gets a little wonky. So you randomly place in regions 5 through 8 the deployment token. I didn't do that. I just put it in 5 because I've played it twice now where I randomly did it, and there's a certain, in one of the games, it started here, and in round 2 it went up here, and then they had 2 elites here and a whole bunch of troops, and I was like, okay, game over. in 2 rounds. So I don't know. So we'll see. But so the Ascension. Reconnaissance is an important part of any military strategy, but doubly so for the Alden. You have been tasked with keeping the Alden from securing Wroth's highest vantage point, the hill at the center of the island. From this peak, the Alden would be able to survey the entire battlefield at a glance and execute military maneuvers from an unassailable high ground. So it's Obi-Wan.
I did not hear that in that whole story.
I have the high ground. If you are able to deny the Alden their objective, you should be more than their match in the field. So that's the theme here. We are going to deny control of Sector 8 to the Alden and try to reach 30 points before the Alden do. And already did all of the other randomization of these things here. Now, this operates another thing. So this is, they have chaos die things here, which basically what that's going to do is, for example, we're going to carry out whatever this says, the number of times that this says. So, for example, in round 1, we're only going to do, this is a randomized roll as well.
Sure.
So we're going to activate volley. So volley simply means that they can attack a region with the highest threat for 2 damage and each adjacent region for 1 damage.
Sure.
Now, at the beginning of the game, that doesn't hurt us very bad because we're in our deployment zones, and troops that are in their deployment zones cannot be attacked or attack.
Is your deployment zone this green and orange thing? Is that like one area?
Yes, it's called the shores area, and the shores area actually goes all the way around the board. So while we are in our deployment zone, which is the shores area, we are adjacent to all of the zones except for 7 and 8.
Gotcha.
So whenever we move from our deployment zone, we can go anywhere we want except 7 and 8.
Okay.
And then after that, it's adjacent, meaning that you can go from 3 to 6 using this walking bridge, or you could go from 6 to 5 and so forth, or from 5 or 6 to 7 and so forth and so on. But let's say in round 2, we're going to basically do this. And it won't be 7 again.
Sure.
But
twice.
Or true. But no, we'll do this, and then we'll click it up to 8, and then we'll do that because we do 1 7 and then 1 8, and then once we're done with that, we click it up to 1, and then the next round.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird. Not much of a chaos dice if it just goes in order.
It does. But the number of times that you use this and the number of times it clicks up is equal to the number of whatever round it is. So in round 3, you're going to do 3 things, in which, for example, if we're starting on 2, that means you're going to get 2 1 to 2s, and then we're going to get 1 3 to 4.
And then another 3 to 4, if you're doing 3.
No, we'll do 1 to 2, 1 to 2, because it'll click up to 2.
Yep.
And then after we do the 2, we'll click up to 3, and so forth. So anyway, that's what the chaos die does, and we'll keep that. Now, during your turn, during the actions phase, we have a number of different actions, and they're all shown by these dice right here. So you basically just have 4 actions here. This one right here means that you attack and your own region, if there are troops in that region, or an adjacent region for 1 point. And each of these guys has 1 hit point, so if you attack somebody for hit points, you remove them from the board.
Gotcha.
Elites will have more than that, but we'll get to that in a minute. This one is the deploy up to 2 troops in a region that you occupy. So you can take those from your deployment area into a region that you occupy somewhere. So it's a deployment, it's not a movement. This one is just gain 1 Cora. Cora is the currency of the game. And so it's a magical rock that's found in the island here, and we're using it to pay for different things. Okay. This one is a deploy up to 2 troops to your deployment zone, or you can move 2 troops to an adjacent region. And so this one is different than that one in that this one can go anywhere. You have presence. You have presence. This one, you have to go to your deployment zone, or you can move these 2 guys to a place that it is adjacent to it. And you can move 2 guys out there anywhere. Does that make sense? So this one is deploying 2 troops to your deployment zone, or moving 2 to an adjacent area.
Yeah.
This one is just deploying up to 2 troops to a region you occupy.
Gotcha.
All right?
Yep.
The all-seeing die, while we're here, have very similar actions on them. This one simply means that you're going to be able to attack a region for 2.
Yep.
And this one, you gain a Cora. This one basically means that you can do the action that you've just done again.
Okay.
And then this one is a strike, which means that you can attack any region on the board for 1 point of damage.
Gotcha.
And that's all of those for the all-seeing die. One of the things that the only thing that you can use Korra for is by purchasing elite units or firing off abilities that you have on your sheet. Neither of us have abilities that you can fire off, but we all have elite troops. You have the Grizzled, which are your big guys, and then you also have, I forget what these are called, the Trappers. The Trappers are cool because you can basically deploy one of these guys face down anywhere on the board, and when they're attacked, you flip it over and see what they actually do. I'm sorry. I think they're. I haven't played them yet. It's denoted down there how you flip them over and use it. But you put them down face down, and basically your other players don't know what they do, and so forth. So that's what those guys do. These are never rolled. They are simply used for clicking down. Their vitality, the number that's there, is how much vitality they have or hit points. And so these elites here have 3 hit points. These only have 2. When they take their number of hit points, if you click it down to a 0 to an open face, then they just come back here and they're available to be purchased again.
Gotcha.
Troops that die in battle will go to a discard pile. They don't necessarily come back to your playmat, but there are going to be other things in the game that will allow you to add them back to your playmat.
Can I put any one of these out there I want, or do I have to deploy one randomly?
No, I think you can do whichever one you want.
Gotcha.
Now, the AI. The AI, their action dice are a little bit different, and that they're all shown here on the other side of the card.
Yep.
So if the AI have this die here, then that means they gain 2 Korra, and then they spend Korra if they're able to. This one right here means that it deploys 4 troops to an AI-occupied region with the highest threat. And a highest threat is counted like I have 3 threat here, you have 3 over there, they have 3 here.
Do these count as 1 threat each? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these, your elites only count as 1. They have a number of vitality, but they only count as 1 threat. So if they get this one, they will be able to put out 4 troops in the highest threat area where they also have a presence. We already talked about this one. This one allows them to disperse one of their regions that has the most troops. So if they were able to do this right now, they would have to disperse this group right here, which basically just means they look at where they are adjacent, and starting with the lowest, they would go
spread them all
and spread them out. Correct. Well, I guess they would start here first, and then they would go here, and they do that until there's only 1 left. Okay. So it's basically them just spreading out a little bit, which can be a pain. Cool. And then finally, this one is doesn't change, except for the fact that they can do this twice, just like they can do the Korra twice as well. So they will attack a region that they occupy or are adjacent to, and then they will repeat that. They always attack the one that has the highest threat first.
Gotcha.
Though. So if that attack changes what region has the most threat, they'll attack the other one. They won't attack the same region twice necessarily, unless it is still the highest threat on that second attack.
I didn't even realize I had these in.
Yeah, no worries. Thought your hearing was going bad, didn't you?
No, I got them turned on to hearing mode, so they're not. They're like hearing aids.
Yep. And so basically for the all-seeing eye, this remains the same, except for the fact that they do get 2 Korra whenever they show that one.
Yep.
And this one, just like for us, it causes 2 damage, and then this one will allow them to do just like us. It allows them to do the action they just did again. So that's what all of that does. Region priority.
So I'm assuming you can play that one last. Because it would follow a dice. It would pair with a dice, right?
Well, yes. Well,
You only have 2 actions.
correct. You only have 2 actions, so if you spend both of your actions, you could basically you would play this with that second action and say I'm about to do it twice. But if you do all of your actions before you use this, then you can't use it.
Right.
And it's re-rolled at the beginning of the next round. So be careful with that. Okay, lastly, you have these cards that are basically just like special abilities that you can do. You have to choose one of them, and it's basically going to be a special ability that you can use. Mine says once per game on 2 of them, and the other one is persistent. So my persistent one says anytime.
So I only get 1 of these for the game.
You only get 1 of them for the game. That's correct. Anytime you gain Cora because of a minor, you may take it from another faction instead. So I could steal from the Alden if I took the Undermine. I also have Victory Feast, where once per game I can immediately gain a number of points equal to how many region my side controls.
Sure.
And I believe we are a side, so that might be one that we can grab. And then I also have Ram Run. Once per game I can gather a ram.
Well, based on this, we wouldn't be a side, right?
Based on that. Oh, yeah, that's true. We
we're
are our
separate.
own sides. That's correct. And then Ram Run says gather a ram and deploy it to any region. Move that ram up to 3 times, then flip this card. Ram is one of my special abilities. So if I have one of these guys out on the board, then I choose to move him into an area where there are other people, I can choose to move up to 2 of them into an adjacent area. Additionally, if I have enough Cora, I can also pay 1 Cora per person to kill them. Sure. So Ram is pretty cool, but they're you have to have the Cora in order to.
What's his purchasing priority?
Okay, his purchasing priority, if you look here, it has A, B, and C, A, B, and C. So what's going to happen here is that if he can purchase something, he's going to first purchase this guy. If he can, he's going to purchase this guy. And so if this guy gets purchased, now the next person that it's going to prioritize is this one.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
So that happens first. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. So let's put this back to the 7. And this is going to go back to the 1.
So there's the word gather, and once at a time, gather and deploy up to 6 trappers. When it says gather, does that mean from on there or from here?
From your playmat.
Oh, okay.
Where did it talk about that word gather? Gathering troops, there you go. When troops are gathered, they can be taken from any combination of the player's faction playmat, regions on the map, or the discard. All right. Any questions?
What is this symbol here?
What's up?
This is blue
Victory point.
1.
Victory points.
What does that mean? If it says my trapper has 1 victory point, what does that mean?
Okay, yeah, I haven't gone over that yet. So some of our elites have victory points here. So what that basically means, if they're on the board, they're going to award victory points if you get victory points for those places that you control that they are in. So if I have one of my stoics in here and I'm controlling it, then I'm going to get 3, and then he gives me 2 points as well. So I'll get 5 points if I'm controlling that region. I do want to double check one thing to make sure, though, that you have to control it in order to get them. Victory points. Have special abilities allowed them to claim nope, just says for regions they occupy. You don't have to control it. So as long as they're on the board, they're going to get you those points.
Okay.
They don't have to be controlling an area or dominating it.
Okay.
Let's see here. So they're talking about speakeasy. Eric says he's not an area control fan. I think Eric is not a fan of games in general. Because he said he wasn't a fan of Heat either. So
Eric,
yesterday.
if you don't like area control, go play Perch because it's worth it. that's the new definition of area control. It's my favorite area control game.
Manny isn't an area control fan. That's why he made this game. Interesting. Designer of this game made a area control game, which is not an area control game. Can't understand why delivery is taking so long. See many streams of great product already. Eric says, talking about Speakeasy, I guess.
Oh, is it coming out now?
Speakeasy had an update today. I'm looking forward to it. Also, finally got all the 30 games played. Kanban EV was the last one, and we got a few games in a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Another year to buy, waiting on a price drop, second hand. I guess he's talking about Speakeasy still. Eric's got that one-track mind. You know how he is. Patrick Wells is here. What's up, Pat? Good afternoon. Interesting-looking game. Interesting-looking game, he says.
Yes.
Speakeasy's original ETA was September 25, which is still coming.
Yeah.
Slight delays have pushed that back to October, which likely means December for final delivery.
Yep.
I'm not a guy, but good afternoon to you. Guy is a general term for you people. Y'all. You all.
But good afternoon anyways.
Yep, good afternoon to everyone. All right, I think we are pretty much caught up. Just reminds me, okay, no desire, Eric says. He has,
no desire for what?
I have no idea.
Dang it, Eric.
Me too. Oh, wait, yeah, they're nice. I hate reading backwards. For $35,000, you can be, Micah says, wow.
That ain't right.
That's not right, Eric. Sounds like a good deal. Don't want to. I like Prince's dresses, Micah says.
That's fair.
So does Bushman. David, zinger.
Get him, David.
What's not to like about area control and asymmetric as well? Cool.
It reminds me of Deduction Minesweeper with survival elements. Oh
What
my
is that?
goodness.
It's not this. I don't
No,
think
I
so.
don't think so.
All
right.
I think I'm going to do the Undermine special ability. What did you pick?
Advanced trapping.
Trapping. What does it do?
It makes my trappers get victory points, and I can activate a trap on my own turn, as if an opponent troop had activated it by moving in. So I can put a trap in and then activate it on my own turn.
So that's when they activate, whenever they move into
When they
your
move
area.
into that
Got
region.
it. Okay. All right. All right. So we have set the round counter to 1, and
Roll that for the chaos thing.
Well, we already did. It is rolled before. That's during setup. So this is the random roll that I got. Okay, so you've rolled it. There you go. Okay, so number 4.
I helped during setup.
Number 4, still it's the same thing. Activate
right.
volley,
Yeah,
which can't happen anyway. So we're good with that. And that is maintenance.
Is that when it happens? Is it maintenance?
Yeah, it is in maintenance. Yep.
Oh, because it's over here.
Yep.
Perfect.
So advance the phase 1, advance the DB to the next region. We're not going to do that because it starts here. But at the beginning of the second round, this is going to move to 6, and then it'll move to 7, and then it'll move to 8 in 4 rounds. And then activate the current die effect, which we just did. It didn't have an effect because we can't be targeted in our deployment zones. And we do that a number of times equal to. So now that we've done that, we'll click this up to 5. And this, if this had been a 2, we would then do the 5, but it's not. This just stays there for next round.
Gotcha.
Bum 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 boom. All right, then we go to the spoils region. None of us control the spoils region, so we don't need to worry about that right now. And then we go to groundwork. In player order, each faction deploys 2 troops to their DZ.
So we start with 2, and then we get
we start with 3 and we get 2 more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it just depends. The number of troops that you start with are dependent on how many players are in the game.
Oh, okay.
And we also roll our all-seeing die, so these guys will also get 2 more troops as well. Go ahead and roll that one too.
You didn't want me to roll that one.
Okay. Then we go to draft. Oh, I'm sorry. We all gain 1 Cora as well.
Oh, we do.
Yes. That's part of the
Yeah.
groundwork. And now phase 4, we draft. So we're going to roll these, and these are the, oh,
Goodness gracious.
I guess we're fighting a lot today.
Yeah.
So you choose first.
Man. That's kind of a crazy.
All right, so you're doing that. I'm going to do this, and then you're going to do that.
Yep.
I'm going to do this, and they will do this. All right, so now we have finished the draft area, and now we go to actions. Starting with you, you can do one of your turns.
First player
now.
token? That's the first player token?
Yeah, that's first player token. All right, so I wanted to explain the Exodus action. So you can discard 2 dice, and your all-seeing die can be one of those dice.
Okay.
So I could use both of these dice to do an Exodus. And what an Exodus means is that you can discard any 2 dice. You may move any or all of your troops from there to any number of adjacent regions as you see fit. So if I wanted to, on my first turn, I may or may not do this, I could just use these 2 dice and say, okay, I'm going to take these 5 dudes and spread them out wherever I want to, but they have to be adjacent.
Gotcha.
So I
Well,
could
you're
go,
adjacent to everywhere right now, you said.
yeah, except for these 2 areas.
Right.
So I could spread them out however I wanted to. That's the Exodus action. So you always have that available to you, but it costs you 2 dice to do that. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, so I can only attack adjacent regions.
That's correct.
And he's in 5.
Unless you have that right there.
Gotcha.
That allows you to strike anywhere on the board.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to load up on troops here just to get me started. We'll see what happens. Probably not a good idea. But so I'm gonna do that one, but I'll do it twice.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 2 extra guys in here.
4 out.
And then I'm gonna put 2.
4. That's 2 and 2.
Huh?
2 and 2.
Right. I put 2 in here.
Yep.
That's 1.
Oh, and you're gonna move.
I'm gonna put 2 over there.
Gotcha. Understood.
And then that would be that.
That's your turn. And I believe we go in order. Pretty sure that we both do it. I just want to make sure. Actions. Human player who has the first player token proceed clockwise in standard mode. After each human player around the table has taken a turn. AI takes a turn. Yep, I was right.
All right. Each human player?
No. After every human player has taken a turn. Well, it did say each. It just said after each one has taken a turn. After each human player around the table has taken a turn, the AI faction, the AI faction takes the same number of turns as there are human players. Even if 1 or more players skipped their turn, the AI faction takes...
Yeah, that means I take a turn,
turns.
it takes a turn, you take a turn, it takes a turn.
No, I think what it says... Here, I'll let you read it. I think it says that after both of us have gone, it does 2 actions.
Where's it at?
Right there.
Let's see. After each human player around the table has taken a turn, takes the same number of turns as there is human players. Okay.
So
I see what you say.
So I think
say after all human players have taken a turn.
Yeah, that would be better.
Okay.
You think so?
That's fair. Yeah.
I think that's a right
Turns
interpretation.
with AI without turns continue, always going last until no human player has an action dice. That means the AI will always get a total of 3 turns in solo play or 2 sets of turns in co-op. Yep. So they're going to do this twice.
Yes. Well, No, what's going to happen is they're going to take an action, then we're going to roll that die again, and whatever comes up on the second one, that's what they're going to do.
Again. So they're going to take 2 full actions too.
Yes.
I was thinking we were doing 2 actions and they were getting 1.
No.
And then they're going to get a double on the first one.
Yeah, if they choose to use it.
Maybe I should not have gone over there next to them. That's gonna...
Well, I'm next to them too, and they always attack the region that has. Well, I'm not there yet, so we'll see.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
All right, so my turn is. I think I am going to do the Exodus. So I'm going to do both of these together, and I'm going to go with. I'm going to come up here with 1, 2, and then these guys are going to go to 6. And then this guy will go over here.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's my Exodus. And so now they're going to do crap. They're going to do an attack.
Yep.
So they're going to do the highest, the one that has the highest threat. And right now we have a tie between 3 different regions that are all adjacent. And I think we choose. Well, I think what's going to happen here is like, for example, we'll choose this one that they attack here first.
He doesn't have a targeting priority?
No, he doesn't have a targeting priority. He just targets the one that has the highest threat. And if there's a tie, we choose.
Okay.
And then it'll be this as well. So this goes to your, like so.
Okay.
Unless you wanted them to attack me again over here, but I don't know.
Well, of course I do.
I know. We're working together, man. We're on a team.
Okay.
And so I think he would have done that twice.
What you did?
No. That was once because they repeat that for every time that they do it. So this one allows them to do it twice.
So me putting 2 guys over there was just a waste.
Nah, I don't know if it was a waste because here's the thing. They're going to attack me first.
Sure.
Because I have the highest threat.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. I put that over there.
we'll do that, I guess. That was brutal.
Uh-huh.
That was brutal.
Okay.
And so now their second action, they've already used this, is that.
But we get an action first, right?
No, because I think, and again, this is where we need to interpret this thing.
No, I think it happens after every one of our turns. Every time we take a turn, they take a turn.
Right. But what I'm saying is that when they do this, they get 2 attacks with that thing.
Correct.
So they did 2 attacks.
Yep. And now it's my turn. And then when it comes around after our turn again, they'll get to do their second thing. I'm pretty sure that's what it says.
Okay. I'm good with that. But
After
they've
every
used
turn,
this.
they take an action.
Okay, they have used that. So,
But this was here. Oh.
Yes. That's what they're doing next turn.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so then all I can do is attack an adjacent, right?
Yep.
Does this go back in here?
No, it goes into their discard pile.
Okay. That was my turn.
Yep. You used your doubler for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'm just using this one right here, and that gives me a Cora, and I'm going to use purchasing is free, doesn't cost an action, and you can do it anytime you want.
Gotcha. So I should do that too.
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put this into
It's the only place I can put it.
my deployment zone. Now, during phase 2, I can put him anywhere that I have
He starts
occupied. You always deploy to your thing, and then in phase 2, I can deploy to a region that I occupy. But I've got to move him out there first.
Yep.
That goes over there. All right. And so now they're going to do the disperse. So this is the region that they are dispersing from, which kind of sucks because we're going to go with lowest first. So they're going to disperse here and then 4. And then this one's going to go to 6. And that's where they stay. That's what this action does.
Oh,
That's done. The AI uses the same.
gotcha. Well, when he lands
icons.
here, then I didn't know that was going to happen, but I'll steal this from him.
Yep. Okay. Oh, you steal it from him.
Yep.
Ooh, that's cool. That's going to keep him from getting more stuff. And then I got this, which means that every time I get stuff from here, I can take it from them. That's cool. That'll keep them from getting their elite troops out at least.
Okay.
All right. So that is the end of the round. And now we're going to go to the victory points token. So we start in round 1. Since you're tied, no victory points happen here. Nobody has this. I get 1 plus 1. So that goes up to 2. And then over here, it's tied, so nobody gets it. And then 5, he's going to get 4 because he controls that. 4 plus 1 and he dominates. I'm sorry, 3 plus 1 with domination. And then 6, again, 2.
Okay.
And then nothing on 7 and 8.
Okie dokie.
All of these dice come back. Where's the other one? They're over here. Why are there 6? There should only be 5.
Oh, I had to pay one of those though.
And this collects up to 2. These will come back. Your all-seeing die comes back.
Yep.
Where did mine go? Oh, that's where it is.
What, I got to roll it?
Not yet. Not yet. All right. So that was phase 1 is set the current round, and we also have to do 5. So what does 5 do? 5 is in region order 1 to 7. Regions with 2 or more AI troops move AI troop towards region 8. None of them have 2 or more, so that doesn't happen. So now this clicks up to 6. Where is it? There it is. And we do the same thing. So we've done it twice, and there aren't any of those troops out there, so they don't have those numbers yet. So that is our maintenance round. Now we go to spoils. So in spoils, I get to deploy this guy where I have some area. So I think I'm going to do this right here.
Where does it say you're deploying that guy during spoils? On your thing?
Right here. Deploy to a region you occupy. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it should have gone out there. I didn't see the period.
Gotcha.
At the end. But without the period, it says deploy to a region you occupy in phase 2. But no, in phase 2, gain 1 for each region your side controls that has a minor. So now we go to spoils. So in phase 2, nobody gets it here.
Nope.
Or here. Over here, I can perform an attack action. So I'm going to go ahead and perform an attack action here so that they stop getting those 4 points. So that's that spoil over here. I control here, so I get this. So I'm going to get a Cora and gain 1 for each region your side controls that has a minor. So I have 1, so I gain 1 here, but I could take it from here, but they don't have any because of this.
Gotcha.
You may take it from another faction instead. So I could take yours.
Go for it.
I'm being nice.
Well,
I'm being nice.
that makes sense. We're playing cooperatively.
And that is the end of our spoils phase. Now in groundwork, we're going to AI goes last, but we deploy 1 troop per human player to the deployment zone. Roll the all-seeing die and gain 1 Cora. So put 1 troop. Oh, I forgot to click this up. This goes over here now. this comes here, and yours goes out as well. And we roll our all-seeing die. Oops.
Someone do? Got it.
That's the groundwork. And oh, we also gain 1 Cora. Crap. Okay, you get to roll from now on.
What?
Because I keep rolling attacks.
You get a pick.
Yep, I get to pick first this time. I think I am going to choose this one.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let me change that because you need to move out.
I'm just going to do that big
Exodus-
move. There's
Exodus
no reason
move.
why not to.
Yeah,
That's a weird action.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it costs you 2 of your dice, so
It cost me 2 of my last time just to get an extra guy out there. So it was,
you
was much
did.
weaker
Yeah,
than just
I get
doing
you.
the Exodus.
I get you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that is our draft. Now we go to actions.
baby boy.
So I think I'm going to.
Did you bring out 2 guys?
I brought out 1.
Oh.
We maybe not. We may have brought out 2 by accident.
I brought out 2.
Because over here it says that we do 2 troops, but over here it says deploy 1 troop per human player to the DB. Oh,
That's him.
Oh, that's right. So he should have gotten 2, and we also get 2. Got it. Understood. All right. So I think I am going to. I'm going to use this action, and I'm going to put 2 into here. And then I'm also going to use this along with it and blow this guy up.
Okay. So where does these guys go when you bring them out?
Deployment, unless they say differently, to your deployment zone.
Okay.
Like
so,
my miners go to wherever I have occupancy.
Gotcha. So I need to pay 2 for that guy to come out.
Oh, I should have done that on my turn. Crap. Hola.
And then I'm going to spend 2 dice to whatever, Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so that means you can take all those dudes
Yeah.
and put them into adjacent areas.
I feel like I feel. Is there any reason to? Oh, I can't get in there. Guess I should get on that center. Suppose. Except for, see, I can't go there, because if I go there, then I'm fighting you for 3 points that we need.
Right. Understood.
So really the best thing for me to do is to go here. I suppose.
Can you go with more than what they have?
I can. But he's going to have a whole line of turns, so
Truth.
he's going to kill them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is some validity to that. But so what they're going to do is they're going to attack here first. Then there's going to be the choice between these 2.
No, they're going to attack here again,
Why?
because it's going to have the most.
But it won't.
It will.
Because there's 1, 2, 3 over here, and they're going to attack here once. And then for their second action, on that turn,
Yep.
they're going to choose the highest threat Now these two sections are tied.
Oh, then I would get
So
to pick.
you would choose, yeah.
But, so, I mean, to make that worthwhile... That's a weird deal. Sure, I'll just do this then. Well, if I'm going to be sacrificial, let's do it.
Yeah, okay. So now...
1, 2, 3, because I need to have... Well, hopefully. All right, let's see what happens.
AI turn. Spend Cora. So it can spend Cora. It can't. Doesn't have enough. So activate actions equal to the number of players. And it will activate its all-seeing die immediately after its first action die, if possible. Otherwise, it is lost. So we're going to do an action.
Kill 2 of these guys.
Yep, kill 2 of those things, and then it's going to activate this one after its first action, which means that it gets 2 Cora.
Yep.
And it always spends its Cora first. All right.
All right.
So now I'm going to attack. But before I attack, I'm going to go ahead and spend $2.
Oh, I guess I was going to attack too. I could have just left one of these guys up here.
Okay.
Because I mean, I would attack them anyways.
Yeah. I'm going to spend 2, and I'm going to put one of my Stoics out. So my Stoic's going to go to there, and then I can attack. So I will attack here.
Okay. And I'm going to attack.
And that's it for me.
Attack. Actually, I might as well attack here. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then for his turn, he is going to...
Place 4, right?
No, he's going to AI disperse.
He disperses. So all he's going to do is he goes to the lowest. That's where he has the most.
Oh, he just leaves one.
Yeah, he stays 1. Yeah, he leaves 1 around.
Okay.
That's it for him.
And how many rounds do we have to go with him not taking the middle?
The whole game.
I know. How long does the game last? Until somebody gets 30.
Until it reaches 30, yeah.
Got it.
So this comes back here. That comes back here. Put your other 2 action dice back here. And that's that. So we ratchet up to 3. Now we do 6, which is in region order, regions with 2 or more. He doesn't have any of those. So now we go up to 7, which is activate volley. So activate volley. This is the second turn, so we're going to have one more after this. Volley is attack a region with the highest threat for 2 damage and each region adjacent for 1 damage. So highest threat is this one right here, so 2 damage there. And then 1 damage adjacent. Yep. And I think that's it.
Okay. And then
so then we go up to 8, which is the same thing. Highest is over here for 2 damage, and then adjacent 1 damage. Ouch.
This game doesn't make any sense.
Why?
There's 4 guys on the board.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now we go to spoils, and we're going to start with 1. Nobody's here. 2. You get that action there.
I don't. Aren't we equal?
Oh, we are. Yep, you are. I'm sorry. 3. No. Over here. Yes. So I am going to take 1 from him and 1 from here because I have the undermine ability. So we'll keep that. And then that's the spoils section. Then we go to groundwork. So I'm going to put 2 dudes out. You put 2 dudes out. And then...
Didn't we do... Oh, you did that. Didn't we get victory points at some point?
Oh, we forgot to do that.
A whole section?
We did. I forgot victory points. That's my bad. Nothing. I get 2 over there. Nothing. This would have been here. This is important because you had control here, right?
No. All that just got wiped out. You just skipped to the next phase. Nothing's changed since.
I know, but I was already doing phase 2 spoils in 3. We've already gone through these 2. I forgot to do victory points at the end of the round. That's what you're telling me. Victory points is at the end of the round. So I screwed up.
Oh.
You should have had 1 point here. You should have had another point here. And another point, 2 points here. So you should have gotten 4 points. Because you had control here and here. So that's 1 and 2.
Plus those 2, I guess.
Yes.
1,
3,
2,
4.
3, 4.
5, 6. Because you were alone over here.
Yep. Oh, that's why that guy was there.
And then he was here by himself. I was.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I had 1 guy here. 8.
Okay.
And then maintenance and spoils happened. No, maintenance happened where this screwed us over.
Okay.
And then we went through
Spoils happened
spoils.
when
We
you got
went
that.
all through that. Now we're at groundwork where we put 2 dudes out. You put 2 dudes out as well. And they put 2 out as well.
So, what is the activate actions on VB tokens if earned? That just means you own the area or what?
These things.
I know.
If you control this area, you get to fire off that
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay. Now we're on groundwork.
Yes.
Which is 2 more guys go out.
Yep. And I already put theirs out. This one clicked up to here.
I think I'm 1 guy shorter. Okay.
And now that is, we need to roll our all-seeing dice. Oof. And that is groundwork. Now
We each get a Cora.
Yes, we each get a Cora. And now we go to draft. Well, do you want that or you want that?
I don't know. What do I want?
Deploy 2. Oh, that's deploy 2 to a region you occupy. That's pretty good.
They're just gonna die.
No, that's also true.
There's no way even to get guys to 7.
That's true as well.
And there's the only one to move is on this other one, right?
What's that?
The only way to move is with this other move
Yes.
item.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I got to deploy.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so if we let him do that, he's going to get 4 troops to an AI occupied region with the biggest number, which means he'll put it here. So I guess we can't let him have that, can we?
And if we don't, he's going to kill 2 of our 3-minute leftover
So
guys.
if we take this, that means he won't be able to attack us. Possibly, because he's going to get a roll for his
Sure.
second. His second.
And he's going to do it times 4, so he's going to put in 8 guys there.
Oh, crud. So what should we do?
I don't know. It looks like we're going to die, but
What do we do now, sir? We die.
we die. Yep.
Well, here's the thing. We can whittle 8 troops down. Especially if they have to disperse them.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that.
All right.
Now you get that. So now you go first.
All right. So I get to deploy 2 troops to a location that I own,
Yes.
that I occupy.
Yes. Or you can, oh yeah, you probably want to do that.
Sure. Okay. And then, oh, I need this first. Before I do that, I am going to get my Cora and spend it on a dude. So that when I deploy 2 troops, it's those 2.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. Okay. And next. Yeah, I'm not adjacent to anybody. So I can't do an attack. That kind of sucks. I'm not adjacent. Because these guys can't attack.
Well, they can on your second turn. They can on your second turn.
Yeah. I can deploy up to 2 troops to a region you occupy.
Oh, you're not adjacent up there. That's what you're
Nope,
saying.
I'm not. I'm not adjacent anywhere. That's my problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first of all purchase RAM, and then I'm going to do, gosh, that, and we'll put these 2 dudes up here, and I'm going to do it twice. You know what? I think it's better for me just to do the Exodus, because now I don't have to go to
Sure.
a region that I occupy.
Yeah.
I can just come up here like this instead.
Yep. Okay.
All right, that's all I'm doing.
And then he's going to put out how many troops? 8?
Well, he puts out 4 twice.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, he does it to the region that has the most threat.
Nope, you're
AI
right.
occupied region with the most threat.
Yep, that's correct.
Yay!
Actually, it would be here then.
Oh. Sure. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fart knocker, man. All right, so that was his, right? So now, and he's going to be attacking next turn.
Gotcha.
I have just an attack.
I got to go first, but
Oh yeah, you do.
I have an
Go ahead.
attack too. Not that it matters. Might as well just do this.
Yep.
Okay.
I am going to attack as well. I will do that from an adjacent region.
Okay.
What's
All right.
that?
And then he's going to attack twice in here. So does he take this guy out first? And
No,
then
you can take hits. I'm pretty sure you can take hits. I don't think there's that. I think you can. One of the cool things about elites is that they give you points, yes, but you can also take points on them instead of having to reduce your threat.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
For 1 damage, spent dice, or no, that's not right. Vitality. A troop's capacity can to absorb damage before being removed. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Okay.
that's the.
He
that's
just
the whole
attacks
point.
twice here.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's that. And is that the end of the round then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So nobody has doing
Victory points.
victory points. Nobody has it here. Here, he gets 1 victory point.
Yep.
Because he has the most, so go ahead and move him.
There, he gets 3, so he gets 4.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
And I get 2, 4, 5, 6, I guess.
And then I get 2, and then 4, 5, 6, so 8 altogether. Because my stoic gives me extra victory points, 2 extra victory points.
Okay. And now this moves here?
Yep. And so, yeah, we've got to try to get, because he's probably going to deploy stuff there. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Well, he's definitely going to deploy stuff there.
He's definitely going to deploy stuff there.
And we got to try to get up there.
So if he starts the round with guys here, he wins?
No. He's got to control at the end. Victory points.
At the end of the round?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got to control at the end.
All right. So first we do maintenance?
Because that's when you get awarded. Yeah, maintenance first. So maintenance, set the round counter to 4. And then we're also going to, this should have clicked up to 1 after we did the 8 last turn. Did we do the 8 last turn?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, yeah.
We did 1 volley last turn. We did 5. Wait a second. Where's that thing at? Oh, it's on this.
Yeah.
What did we do last turn? 2 more troops removed.
Pretty sure it was 7 and 8 last turn. I think we did 2 volleys last turn. That's why we got obliterated the way we did. Right. So we just forgot to click it back up to 1. Yep. All right. So 1 means that in region order, regions with 2 or more troops. So this one is going to move 1 troop closer towards the 8.
Okay.
But then this guy is also 2 or more, so he stays there.
Yep. So then he's going to do it again for the second action.
Oh, yeah, for clicking this up to a 2.
Mm-hmm. And
then he's going to do a 3, which is activate volley. Oh, crap. That was advantageous. So, so highest threat, so he's going to hit.
There.
Oh, yeah, that's 3. So we'll do 1, 2. And then adjacents, we'll just go 1 here and 1 there, and that's it.
Okay.
That was 3, correct?
Yep.
And now 4 is going to be volley again, which
I'm sure you can do it here.
Yeah. And then adjacents.
Why there are none.
Yep, there aren't any. Okay. And that's that.
All right.
So that's maintenance. Then we go to spoils. Nothing over here. Nothing
Just
here.
yours.
Nothing here. Over here. Get 1. And then I steal 1.
Okay.
We screwed up.
Why?
He should have spent his thing last turn.
At the beginning of his turn.
Yep.
Well, so
he would have been able to get this and this, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, they would have gone where?
Still, it would have gone here, because that's where the
that's
deployment
where his
zone
deployment was.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where that was. Okay.
Deploy to a region, move most. He would have done it before he did. No, he would have done it here.
Most Alden troops. Yeah. Because that's where it would have came up as.
Yep.
Deploy a Lithe along with.
Okay.
Next, I think that's all of our spoils.
Yeah. Groundwork.
Groundwork. So 2 guys come in here, and then 2 guys come in here.
Mm-hmm.
And draft. Oh, core. Oh yeah, we should have re-rolled that for. Dang it. All right, that's what we rolled.
All right. You got to pick first.
This is the one that lets us move, right?
Yep.
I'm going to put that ram to work, boy.
Yuck. the same.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
We'll take that.
I guess I'll take this one.
He's gonna give him 4 Cora.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna first. I'm going to do movement. First, I'm going to spend 2 for a minor, and the minor goes into a region that I occupy. And then I'll spend another 2 to put another guy in here. And then now we'll move, and I can move 2 of my troops in. So I'm going to choose to move 1, 2 in here. Whenever he moves into another region, I can push 2 people out. Crud. You know what? I need to get those 2 guys out.
Yeah, but you're not going to get in there.
I'm not going to be able to. Crud. Should have taken Ram Run. But I'm going to do what I can. So I'll move these 2 guys in here. I'll push these 2 dudes out, and I will... Oh, I don't have more money. Spend $1 to kill him and do 1 damage to him.
Okay.
And then...
That's my turn? Or are you doing your... Well...
you know what? I can use this to get a to get a. So I'm going to use that instead.
All right.
So I got all my stuff out there. All right, your turn.
So I can move 2 guys. What is Coda? When Coda attacks a region that has the grizzled. I don't know what that is. Anyways, I'm going to move
Coda
2.
attacks a region.
I'll move these 2 so they can die over here to here, and they will kill 1 each when they move.
Attacks a region that has a grizzle. Deal. Oh, okay. So if you attack a region that has one of your dudes in there, you do an extra damage. So, for example, if you were attacking in here, you attack, you get 2 damage instead of just 1.
Who's Coda? My main guy or something?
No, it's... You are the Coda.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense. All right, anyways, I moved those 2 guys in there.
Okay.
And then I need to attack 2 as well, which doesn't really help. Because I can do this. I don't know what that thing does. It's just a level 2 dude.
What's that?
This thing is just a level 2 dude.
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm going to kill these 2.
Okay.
Okay, with this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, your turn. Oh, it's his turn. So he's going to get 4.
4, because he does it twice.
Cora.
Does he spend any core first? No, he can't. So then he gets that, and then this is done. And then he's going to do that next turn, which is get 4 troops.
All right.
Here. Gosh. All right, so it looks like we're going to be done.
Yep.
We're going to be done because we
turn.
can't. Yeah, it's my turn, but we can't get in there.
That's correct.
Because we have to be able to move. There's a way.
What do you mean there's a way?
There's a way.
How's there a way? I'll just play it. Let's see it. What's the way?
I have to retcon a whole bunch of
No,
crap.
no, you can't retcon your turn.
No,
You
I
already
can.
did your turn.
I can. I know I did, but. But see, I retconned it, and then I retconned the retcon. So.
All right, do it. If you're gonna retcon it.
If I go back, and this comes here, this guy stays here, and I'm not able to do any damage. I spent all my money.
Or we could just lose.
Wow. I'm trying to, because so far, them getting up here, the thing says it's a challenge, but them getting up here like this seems like it's, like you have to, I don't know. Anyway.
It's all good.
This is how I can do it. Instead of using my all-seeing die to get another Cora, I just use 2 to do a movement, because I can move any or all of my troops from there, and so I can move in here, which moves these guys out. I don't have any Cora, but it keeps the game from them winning. It keeps them from winning.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
All right.
It's a lot of retconning, but hey, it's a learning game, kind of.
Then I will, whatever.
you.
I'll kill one of these guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
That was my turn.
you're attacking here, and you have, whenever you attack a region where one of your grizzled
has a
are,
grizzled.
you
Yeah,
get
I can deal an extra damage.
you get an additional damage. So,
Okay.
okay, so
All right. Then he's going to deploy 4 troops to an AA occupied place that has the most threat. Okay.
and
right.
he can put it there because I have 2 here and 2 here, and you have 2 here. So
But he's the only occupied one.
oh,
AI occupied.
AI occupied, highest threat. Yep.
All right.
Stupid.
Okay, go ahead. Get your victory points.
Well,
What?
you don't get any victory points?
No, I'm not going to get any victory points, but you'll get a
Wow.
bunch.
1, 2, 6, 7, 8,
Plus, you get some for these guys.
9, 10.
There you go. You're 1.
There,
Okay.
We
won. Sure.
we won. We kept the stupid elves from doing what. Now, technically, they should have spent all of this stuff, which would have allowed them.
Only when he did this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that would go out. Here, which I might not get these 2 points, and that goes out there. So that means I don't get those 2 points. We're not going to continue.
That's okay. We're
not going to continue playing. But then he would have done this as well, but this goes into where he has the most Paladin troops, which is here. No, here.
And then he would have done this again.
And then he would have done this again. And he can't deploy a Lithe with it. And
Go there.
goes there, which means he wins. So obviously we didn't win.
Fair. Then he would get 1, 2, 3 points.
Yeah. So this is, you have to be moving your troops. But if you don't have the movement,
Yep. Or the troops.
it's hard to get up there. It's hard to get up there.
Sure.
So it's challenging. But this is the cooperative version of a PvP game.
Yes.
So-
it definitely feels like the cooperative version of a PvP game.
Right.
It shouldn't have a cooperative version.
Yeah, because this is a PvP game.
Yep.
But I didn't know how PvP games would have gone with just 2 after having played it a couple times with the
Gotcha.
cooperative.
With the cooperative.
With the solo mode. I played it twice with solo. So
Yep.
that
That's crazy.
is that. Yeah. Somebody said it earlier, the AI is a little wonky.
Slightly.
Yeah, it's a little
Slightly.
wonky.
A lot of wonky.
A lot of wonky. It's not insurmountable, but this
No, it's
is
too random though. It's too.
Yeah, there's a lot of random
Yeah.
chance that gets thrown into it. A lot of chaos.
It's interesting. Well, yeah, obviously this is a chip theory game thing, the rounds. The chaos dice ticking up is what it is. Yeah, it's interesting that he gets this dice. Maybe that would make a big difference if he didn't. But there's just so much randomness. It's kind of funny because as we played it, it just reminded me of Tiny Epic Game of Thrones. How when you take stuff, they get what's left over. But when they get what's left over, at least it kind of makes a little more sense when they do their things. But then the fact of him spreading his guys out all over the place, was really. It would be different if you had a whole bunch of guys there, but doing that the first couple times in the beginning was kind of strange.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Because in the beginning of the game,
so what do you do when you don't have any troops left? Because we only got one more round, and then I'm out of troops.
Yeah, me too. Well, I mean, pretty close. I never got to that part in the games that I played.
Gotcha. Maybe they're not supposed to last that long. It's possible.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
true.
you know, this is going up massively, right? We're gonna take 2 volleys next turn, so.
Yeah, that would have hurt a lot. But yeah, the thing is, they come back here. That's the other thing that
So we would do towards region 8. Here, let's just play. I want to see this, what it would look like.
All right, go ahead.
Because we didn't.
I'm gonna put it back.
Because we got our victory points there.
Putting it back onto the board.
Yeah.
All right, do it.
So 5 would have happened. So regions 1 through 7, anything that has 2 or more is going to move.
So this is going to go up to 5. So you're going to do 5 chaos dice actions.
Oh yeah, wait, did I switch this? Which one did we do?
It was on 4.
It was on 4. So they both went to 5. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to do. So that guy would go there. That guy would go there. That guy would go there. Then for 6, which would be the second one, that guy would go there. That guy would go there. That guy would go there. For 7, he would active volley. The most threat. So you have 2 there.
2 is my highest
there.
threat.
Oh yeah, 2 is your highest threat. 2, 2, 2. So he would do 2 active volleys. So the first one would have to be, wouldn't matter, it would have to go here. Just so it didn't explode everywhere else. Really, that would be the best place for it to go anyways. And then he would move troops again 1 more time. That's what it would look like
At the beginning of the,
at the
5th
beginning
round?
of the 5th round. Yeah.
Well, it does say, I do remember saying this, it does say that once you get up to round 6, it stays there. So at that point, you're having 6 chaos actions every round.
Yep.
So it probably is telling you need to win the game before
in
round
5,
6.
6 rounds, And that's a chip, that's why I said that's a chip theory game thing. Because in most chip theory games, by the time you get to 6, it's in the exhaustion rounds.
Yeah, right.
And you start taking damage.
Yep. So, but
does this dice happen in the multiplayer?
Yes.
Oh. And it fires off stuff?
Well, it's no, I don't think it fires off stuff. Well, yeah, no, I don't, because in a multiplayer thing for setup, we don't have the scenarios.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We're just trying to raise to raise 30 points first.
Just 30 points.
And that, I think the round dice just helps us. I don't know that this is used in the base game.
Yeah, I got you. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
If there was a round dice.
Because I think that's only used for the chaos dice. It talks about running out of Cora. Players are never eliminated. So as long as the game continues, every player remains an active participant. Having all of your troops eliminated, for example, does not prevent you from drafting action dice, taking turns, and spending Cora to deploy fresh troops. But again, What if you don't have, like, what if all of these dudes are out there and you don't have any of these dudes?
Somebody's hit 30 by then.
I know, right? Somebody should have, right?
Somebody's got the whole board
If you've got that many dudes killed, somebody's doing really good,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So I would imagine that's why it's not addressed, or at least that I can find right off the top of my head. It does talk about some factions have the ability to draw. Here, if you want to take that.
Yeah, I want to look. I don't know if we're on the table. Are we still on the table?
Yeah, we're still on the table. Like, oh wait, let me leave it down there real quick because I want to show off. Now, one thing that they did absolutely do well is components and storages and all of that kind of stuff, man.
It's Chip Theory Games.
Chip Theory is knocking it out of the park. We were having this discussion the other day. They didn't used to be knocking it out of the park, but after Too Many Bones hit it big, they are knocking it out of the park now, bro. Absolutely. So that's all the good stuff. These are all things that just came standard in the game. And the cool thing about this is that there are 2 factions that are available that are expansions, and they will all fit in these.
Yeah.
That's really cool as well.
Yep, yep.
So now that I've done that, we'll do that. But like the Uglin are kind of like orcs. So they're nameless. Whenever they attack a region that has a nameless, you deal damage equal to the number of vitality on that nameless.
Oh.
And they can be up to 3. So you could attack a region with 4 if they're in there.
Yeah.
You may then discard a horde in this region to heal a nameless there by 1. So one of your hordes. Your Karns, as the Uglin, can be deployed to an opposing controlled region. And then they have a parasite ability. So defeat an opposing basic troop in a region the Uglin occupy. Add 1 horde from the discard to that region. So this is one of the factions where you can pull people out of your discard pile. The guild are basically like rogues, thieves. When the guild attacks a region that has a Stellan, they also steal a Korra from, I guess, whomever they're attacking. Chryson, when the guild attacks a region that has a Chryson, it deals damage equal to the number of the Chryson in play. That's cool. Then they also have a Doppelganger ability, which allows them to activate a attack die or gain one victory point. And all of them have a human side and an AI side.
I don't think they come off.
What's that?
I think they just go back to your mat when they die. It just says take them off the map is all it says.
They definitely reference a discard pile.
I didn't see
They
that.
definitely reference a discard pile. Because, I mean, the Uglin here have a thing that from the discard to that region. So there is a discard pile. It does not go back to your horde mat. But
Interesting.
I also used the Dized app.
Oh, and it shows you the discard
And
pile.
it also shows the discard pile.
Yeah, I don't see that discard pile thing in here.
Well, that's one of the things that I didn't like about the rulebook. There weren't a whole lot of examples.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of words. And I am a visual learner, so if you can put something in a graphic that you've just said, it helps me a lot, and there's just not a whole lot of that in there.
It says right there.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't say it in the combat section. It says it up here in the about troops section.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Yep. But that's my only real gripe about the game is that I wish the rule book had. I mean, it's not my only gripe, but right now it's my only gripe with the game is the fact that it's the rule book has a great dearth of or a great lack of.
So these guys come back to your faction map, but these guys do not.
Right. That's correct.
It says you start with 25, is that right?
Normally, yes. In a PvP game, yes, everybody starts with 25.
Oh, I see, because we didn't have that many.
No, we didn't. We only had...
well, that makes sense.
We only had
too.
15.
Gotcha.
Because it was us against them. They started with 25.
Yeah.
But we only started with 15 each.
Which is another reason why your rounds, oh, excuse me, are going to matter in the PvP one.
Right.
Or the PvE one. Cooperative.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Okie dokie.
Like to play it with 4 or 5 players.
Yeah, I would too.
I
would too.
And see how it plays out.
Yeah. So basically, when it plays out, you're gonna pick a side of the board, and that, like if I'm sitting over here, this is my deployment zone. Whoever's sitting there is your deployment zone. So I believe it's only a 4-player game.
It doesn't matter. This could be everybody's deployment zone. Well, you can't do anything there.
Sure.
It's all just around the map.
Sure. But I like it. I mean, I like it generally speaking. I definitely need to play it more. I want to play it PvP because I think it might be better PvP.
It's definitely going to be better PvP.
Yeah.
And
So,
I would assume.
But I had to teach myself how to play, and the solo mode is the only way to really do that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could have. Somebody else said that they taught themselves how to play on a Facebook post that I made about this when I was teaching myself yesterday. They said that they played a game two-handed. Mm-hmm. So they played 2 different factions against each other to learn how to play the game.
Well, interesting.
Yep.
It does say that when you draft the dice, typically without this, that you're always doing an odd number of dice, and the person who's the furthest behind in the victory points gets the last
Extra
dice.
one. Yep.
Which is kind
Gets the extra one. There's a little bit of a catch-up mechanism. So, Sam, does solo play that much differently? Yeah, I think it does. Because a lot of the things that the solo people are, that the AI is doing is much stronger than what you're doing. Like, for example, you're getting, the AI will get 2 of these, and we only get 1.
Sure.
The AI gets to deploy 4 troops
I know, so what does that have to do with solo?
The solo uses the AI. You are playing against this person that's doing all of these elevated things.
Sure.
So, but if I play me against you, we're all doing this stuff.
No, I know. I thought you said the solo is a lot different.
Well,
or better.
I think no, it's not. I didn't say better. It says very different because the AI that you're playing against it's like they have heightened abilities.
Sure.
Because they're doing twice as much for each action as you're doing for each of yours.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to play a lot differently than somebody who's just doing a PvP.
But in a solo game, he gets 3 actions and you get 3 actions. So
correct.
That's
but I mean still
crazy.
That's like having 6.
I know. Well, 6 I know. Actions. We had 4 against his 2.
Yeah.
And then if you're solo, you have 3 against his 3.
That's another thing that I don't know that we actually interpreted that right, because it seems to me that when you can go one more page over, it seems to me that when it says here, when after each player around the table has taken a turn, the AI faction takes the same number of turns as there are human players. So in a 2-player game, in between our 2 turns, the way that reads to me
is he supposed to take 2 turns?
He's supposed to take 2 turns, and then we take 1 turn, and then he takes 2 turns. So he's actually getting...
See, but here it says turns continue. This is the way I don't think that turns continue with the AI always going last until no human player has dice. This means the AI will always get a total of 3 turns in solo play and 2
sets of turns
in co-op.
And that's why I think that happens.
So he didn't even do as many turns as he was supposed to.
Right, and he still won.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So because of that, because in solo you're playing against that AI, I think it's a lot different than if you're just going to be playing against. Now, what you're doing with the actions isn't totally different. So solo is a good way to teach yourself how to play the game. But I don't think this is going to be a solo game that I would choose to play over other solo games.
Probably not.
Because it seems like it's really challenging.
Yeah.
Like, I played a game the other day. I
can't imagine him doing all of this and taking turn for turn. Double turn for turn.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to. That's part of the AI.
Yeah.
It's really tough. It's really tough. So, can you play solo with the 3rd edition? The 3rd edition? What do you mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
With the 3rd edition.
Who knows?
I don't know what that means, buddy. Are you going to do a solo play of Unstoppable?
Do you have Unstoppable?
No.
Oh. I want to play Unstoppable.
I don't have Unstoppable.
I don't have it. I want it. Once I can find the deluxe version.
Yeah. Seems like dual layered player boards would make more sense for this one. He says he thinks neoprene cards make sense. Neoprene mats make sense for card games, but dual layered boards would be better for this.
I don't think Chip Theory has any dual layer boards, brother.
No, yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, too many bones.
No.
The dice sit inside a little cutout.
Well, dual layered mat.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's just a mat.
I think that's what he means.
No, I think he means cardboard dual layer boards. But regardless, yeah, Chip Theory doesn't do any dual layer boards.
They do dual layered neoprene.
No, they just do one layered neoprene.
Oh, but it has holes in it.
But it has holes in it.
That's what he's talking about.
That's what I just said.
I know.
You can't do it here because they have 2 different sides on these.
Truth. If they did mirrors, it would work.
Yeah. Like pick it or not pick it. Like start.
That guy you guys were playing against added to you and AI. I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, you're playing cooperative. You can play as many people as you want. You could play 4 against 1 by yourself if you wanted to. And that's how that's why there's 5 factions in the base game, is because everybody would pick their own factions, and then the one that's left over becomes the AI faction.
Yep.
So.
Oh, so this was just a random AI faction?
No, it's the one that they
chose.
That's another thing. This is the one that they say you should start with, which means that it's the easiest. Well, this particular one, they say that it's the one that allows you to more easily learn how to play the game.
Interesting.
What's that?
So this is the normal. If you want to play the elves, you play this side.
Yes, that's correct.
This is the AI side.
That's correct. And
Got
then the
it.
other side of that is the AI side of them.
I see.
Yep. Alrighty. That is about that. Let's see, hour and a half.
We killed a whole bunch of maple leaves, but we got slaughtered.
Little less than an hour and a half, actually, probably.
Yeah.
So we've been talking for a while.
Yep.
But that is that. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get out of here now and go play some D&D later on tonight.
That is true.
That's going to be some funness.
Payback sucks.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
We just killed a bunch of wolves last time. How much payback could there be?
Thanks, everybody. We love you.
Yep. We'll see you later.
Have a good weekend.
Come on back tomorrow for a live Q&A. Don't know exactly what time, but we will get that scheduled. So it is coming tomorrow morning, though. So come back. See you later. Take care. We'll see you on the flip side. Take care.
Cheers. That would really suck if you were the person that's like, nobody gets eliminated. You just sit there and watch and draft dice.
You sit there and watch.
You're going to hate draft for the next 3 rounds while we finish the game. No, I'm just kidding. That's almost as bad as
It depends on who you're playing. I don't know.